So to spot fake emails, like we said, we have to be conversant with various email protocols that must be passed before an email is adjudged to be coming from a legitimate sender or entering your inbox. So before Google send an email directly to your inbox, there are some characteristics those emails must meet. There are some characteristics those emails must meet. So emails must meet the characteristics called SPF. We would get the meaning. Must meet DKIM. These three things must be present in an email before an email is sent to your inbox correctly, or before an email is adjudged to be from a legitimate source, before you even start talking about if it is meant to attack or not to attack. What is SPIF? Let's see it. SPF. Let's see the no. SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. It is an email authentication protocol that helps prevent spoofing and phishing attack. What does it do? It verifies that the sender's mail server is authorized to send mails on behalf of a specific domain. How is this useful to us? Hackers normally, they like concealing their identities so you don't track them. So if I'm a hacker, I wouldn't want to send an email from Google or from Yahoo. I may want to send it from a source that I can't really be tracked. So sometimes, even if I'm sending it from Google or Yahoo, I wouldn't want to use my laptop. If I'm using my laptop, it can be traced to me. So most times, they now get some email softwares that can disguise, and like we used Outlook last week. So instead of using Outlook, they can use some custom softwares that can be traced. But as you saw what Outlook does, I know why we introduced it last week, to show you that you can add any email address to an external mail provider. It must not necessarily be on your Gmail app, and it must not necessarily be from the website where you type google.com or gmail.com. You can add email to any email client that allows you to add IMAP and what again? IMAP and what? What of for sending? SMTP. So once an email client allows you to add up your IMAP and SMTP details, it means it can send emails on your behalf. Like software developers now, when they develop softwares, the software is meant to be able to maybe send in emails, send out emails. Like let's say a Uniport portal. When you create an account to register, you usually get an email, right? When you get an email from any service, you notice that the mail is coming from the legitimate mail. If it was Uniport, it will come from Uniport, maybe result@uniport.edu.ng. The next question is, but this didn't come from Google. It means that they have built-in email protocols on their application. So that is the same way hackers do it. They use a fake email or an irregular email client that you can't trace with a VPN maybe, and they now put in this. But they usually now try not to put in SPF record, because SPF record will always verify if that email server is authorized to send mails. So that is SPF. We now have DKIM. DKIM, the meaning is domain key identified email. It verifies that the sender identity. I'll open a picture and show us. DKIM verifies that the sender's identity and also ensures that the email was not tampered with during transit. Last semester we talked about various ways hackers can penetrate. Who remembers MITM? Man in the middle attack, meaning that I'm just staying in the middle of your network to listen to your traffic, and not just to listen, to intercept it and possibly to modify it before it gets to the receiver. So for emails, DKIM is a characteristic that verifies that when that email was sent, it was not tampered with. That was now why last semester you learned about encryption in some other courses. So it was a cryptography. That is encryption principles. So how does it happen? From when you create a mail and click send, a signature, just as if you are signing your signature, the system signs a digital signature on that email. So that as the email is going, and when the receiver receives it, the DNS record is retrieved by the receiver and it is now validated. What is it validating? Let's explain. Let's assume I am sending the mail. What is my mail? danielyuokon@gmail.com. I sent it from my system. The email is going to, please, what's your email? Emmanuel what? Okay, @gmail.com. It is going from Gmail to Gmail. But what is DKIM? Since it's going from Gmail to Gmail, why not allow it to go? DKIM will say no. It will stand in the center to confirm that I did not use an email client that is trying to mask the content of my email to send that email to him. That is what it does. So it stands at the center and verify that the signature signed at this point was not altered and it got to the receiver. Let's see this. So you see the email being sent now. See the email being sent. As it's being sent, it has been signed with a key. This is the receiver mail server, let's say Gmail. If it matches, this key must match the receiver's own and it is sent to the inbox. If it does not match, it is sent to the spam. How do we confirm that? Let me open my mail now. I want to go to my spam. Let me confirm this. This is a mail assumed to be coming from Offshore Technology Institute, Uniport. OTI is a center in Uniport here. But look at this. It is coming from email@otiuniport.edu.ng. At this point, I don't even know if the center have an email called email. I don't know, but I'm assuming they have it. As a cybersecurity student, I'm seeing this. It was sent, this is the email client that was used, meaning he didn't use a system or maybe Gmail or whatever. But how do I confirm? Google have told me that this mail was found in my spam. Already there are a lot of red flags. It was sent by, who is Frank Pitti? That's a human being. We don't know. This was the email sent. But let's now see how to find out if your mails are legitimate. You click here and click on show original. It passed the SPF test. It passed DKIM test, but failed DMARC. Remember, I told you there are 3 characteristics which must be passed. Usually, a lot of them usually fail DKIM. Even if they fail, they pass SPF. But now, a third one now came up, which is called DMARC, meaning domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conformance. It helps domain owners protect their email domains from unauthorized use. Remember spoofing that tries to act as if it is coming from the original sender. Remember spoofing of IP address we did last semester. It is acting as if it's coming from 192.168.2.2 or whatever. So this is the last line of defense, DMARC. So even if it bypasses the SPF and DKIM, DMARC helps to verify that emails are actually coming from the domain that it claims to come to. It relies on what is already existing, then now does its own. So by using that protocol, I was told that this email has failed the test. That is why Google pushed it. In fact, it failed. Okay, this one failed 2 tests. Okay, I'm opening something else. This one failed this, passed this, and failed DMARC. So this is the original email telling me, if I go through it carefully, let's just go through it. Some things you may not understand, but let's just try to read it. I'm seeing authentication results. DKIM passed. This other one failed. SPF passed. You can see they created several emails. But it failed the DMARC test. I opened another one where I got an email that I got a deposit of $9,000, no deposit required. This one failed 2 tests. It failed both DKIM and DMARC, meaning it had the right to enter my spam. What if somehow the email still came to your inbox? You still have to confirm. Now, this is an email I got. Am I expecting an email from them? No. It's just showing me money, and a lot of other things. If I'm not expecting an email from them, I simply choose to ignore that particular email. So this is how to verify and know the 3, for at this point, you should just know the 3 major email components that helps you know if an email is right or wrong. So when we come next week, we will now go back to our course outline to continue it. Any question on all what we have done, please? Any question?